So when Mr. Cruel Intentions himself, Ryan Phillipe, can throw shade Ellen DeGeneres' way, and that becomes socially viable, yeah, you know that something is way past the point of no return. So hey there. Now when it comes to Ellen DeGeneres, I mean, how quickly things have turned. I mean, at one time, no one would ever talk bad about Ellen. If you did, prepare for a public flogging. But now, well, you have headlines like this. Ryan DeGeneres, like I said, Mr. Cruel Intentions himself, throws some major shade Ellen DeGeneres' way while on a jog. So this is the picture that made headlines, and I actually think that it deserves headlines, to be honest, because it showcases a change in mindset, and a powerful one at that. You can see Ryan Phillipe out on a jog, he's sweating quite a bit, and he happens to take a stop here right in front of Ellen DeGeneres' sign. While he's doing that, he decides he's going to make a post, and remember to be kind. Wait, yeah, indeed. Now, the thing that I found utterly transfixing about this post wasn't the post itself, but rather imagining the now versus, say, a year ago. A year ago, if a guy like Ryan Phillipe would have posted this about Ellen DeGeneres, imagine the reaction. Imagine the outpouring of support. The celebrities, the media, and on. They would have made Ryan Phillipe go on an apology tour. He would have even had to go on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Man, things, they have totally changed. Now, as far as Ellen's transgressions are concerned, you and I, we have this handy-dandy timeline. But what's interesting is what touches it off, because it's not really about her at all. It's about you and I getting sick of elitists, of their snobbery. Yeah, and then things, they just get much, much worse. So in mid-March, like pretty much every other show that taped in front of us audience, Ellen shut down in-studio productions, DeGeneres passing the time before filming resumed with a skeleton crew, interviewing guests remotely, posting funny bits online, showing her lolling around the house and making casual phone calls to the likes of similarly homebound Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. The backlash, it was swift. Not against DeGeneres specifically, but against the rich and famous in general, as many regular folks decried those who were writing out stay-at-home orders in spacious homes with pools and walk-in closets, with a nanny or two on hand to help care for the kids, or at least no worries whatsoever about where their next paycheck was coming from, for daring to have anything resembling a complaint about their present circumstances. And that, I thought that was well-deserved. I mean, you have these people out here looking down their noses, telling everyone else how they should live their life, when, well, you looked at what they were doing, look at how they were living. Yeah, it's pretty easy to complain when you don't have anything to worry about at all. Now, from there, I really even hate to talk about March 20th, because Kevin T. Porter, he pretty much doesn't like Ellen DeGeneres because of a reason I'll mention in just a moment. But basically, on March 20th, he puts out a statement that says, right now we all need a little kindness. Like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match every one with $2 from the LA Food Bank. So that goes viral. 2 days later, he comments saying, well, that got out of hand. It's hard to tell which stories are real or not, so I've rounded that up to 300, and I donated $600. Oh man, $600. Aren't you a peach? Now, apparently, though, the reason that he has a problem, get this is so freaking petty. And if he ended it right here, he would be the bad guy in this tale. Apparently, Ellen DeGeneres sat down with George W. Bush at a football game in October. And, well, he had responses to that. He didn't like that at all. And she said to that, when I say be kind to one another, I don't mean the only people that think the same way you do. I mean be kind to everyone. Doesn't matter. I mean, what a monster there, right? What a monster indeed. Now, from there, you start getting the staffing problems. On April 16th, Variety, they report that Ellen's core crew of about 30 people, they end up going a month before receiving information in writing about what to expect moving forward. They get no check-ins on their well-being, and they're wondering what the heck is going on with this lack of communication. They're also apparently irked by the decision to hire an outside non-union company to handle technical specifics of producing Ellen DeGeneres' DeGeneres' show from her home. Sources also told the publication that when they finally do hear from executives, they were told to prepare for a 60% pay cut. Now this is a Warner Brothers issue. And Warner Brothers, they are having a lot of issues these days. Issues really that say they are in financial disrepair. They answer this basically saying, we're paying people. We're paying them right now the same rate, but we're paying them for fewer hours. They also say, well, we did hire these new people, but the reason that we hired new people was because of social distancing requirements, technical changes in the way the show is produced, because it has to comply with city ordinances and public health protocols. Now, from there, things start to snowball. And on July 16th, BuzzFeed News, they run a story quoting individuals who want to remain anonymous about allegations of toxic work environment. And check out some of these quotes here. People focus on rumors about how Ellen is mean and everything else like that, but that's not the problem. The issue is 3 executive producers running the show who are all in charge of all of these people and who make the culture and are putting out this feeling of bullying and being mean. They feel that everybody who works at the Ellen DeGeneres show is lucky to be there. So if you have a problem, you should leave because we'll hire someone else because everybody wants to work here. Another staffer said, hey, if you have an issue, don't even think about bringing that up. And other people said, well, even though Ellen's not named in this personally, she's not an innocent bystander. Quote, if she wants to have her own show and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved with what's going on. I think the executive producers surround her and tell her things are going great. Everybody's happy and she believes that, but it's her responsibility to go beyond that. Now from there you have an investigation, and that's when things really go off the rails. And I'm just going to condense the rest of this here. You have allegations of workplace impropriety, you have executives doing crazy stuff, and Ellen's name finally gets brought into the mix. The things she's accused of are basically being mean to staff members, being mean to people in the audience, or being snobby toward them, and celebrities, treating them like absolute trash. Now, none of that stuff is proven, though. It's all allegation, but it hits the show, and it hits the show hard. By the time she comes out to talk about this stuff, too, she makes an 8-minute observation, and she makes a joke of it, and that it does not go over well. It almost kills the show, ratings-wise, too, and from there, this has become the Hollywood norm. Who would have thought a year ago that Ellen, she would have been canceled? She would have been canceled openly, with impunity, and so many people would have piled on. But that's Hollywood. Unfortunately, whether you like this or not, too, Ellen, she contributed to this thing, unknowingly, knowingly, she contributed to the monster that cancels her. And it's an ugly beast. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. I'm glad that I'm not there. I'm not part of that mess. But as always, too, I appreciate you showing up and being here. You empower these endeavors. So thank you. Leave your comments, too. And if you want to help the channel out, there are all kinds of links in the description, including our comic book. That's the one thing we could definitely use help with, getting the word out, making sure you back it. But you can also be a member of the channel. You can do all kinds of things like that too. And as always, thank you. Appreciate you. And we'll see you soon.